federal prison.
Say what, brother?
I said, I know you're real, but if you need anything, you know I got you.
You know, I appreciate it. You gonna thought that.
The well-known rapper Lil Durk has recently made news for both his music and his continuous legal issues. His circumstances while incarcerated in a maximum security prison have garnered a lot of attention lately. A recorded phone conversation with one of Durk's street friends shows that he is still in a positive frame of mind despite the difficult situation. According to his friend's statement on the audio, Durk is still upbeat and determined to get back to his family and kids. In addition to discussing Durk's own tenacity, his associate's message attempted to draw attention to a larger theme: we're not glorifying negativity, street folks aren't all we are. That would be a huge understatement. We uphold the code and are honorable guys. These stirring statements, which emphasize that those in their circle uphold their values regardless of their financial situation, expressed a sense of strength and solidarity. It's intriguing to note that Lil Durk has chosen not to pursue protective custody, a tactic that many well-known prisoners often use. As evidence of his dedication to supporting others in similar situations, he is instead negotiating the main line with the general public. Despite the possible risks, this choice has struck a chord with colleagues and admirers alike, presenting him as someone who values genuineness and unity. For months, the case against Lil Durk has been the subject of much debate and conjecture among fans, legal experts, and the media. On the other hand, new information has given him hope for the future. Drew Fendling, a well-known lawyer known for taking on challenging matters and achieving successful results for his clients, was recently recruited by Durk. Known as the billion-dollar lawyer, Fendling said that he was confident in his ability to handle the allegations against Durk and laid out preparations to fight for his release. Fendling made an immediate impression on his first day of work on Durk's case. Reports indicated that the defense had presented fresh evidence to distance Durk from the conspiracy accusations in the current case. Given that the evidence apparently refutes the prosecution's allegations, this development has given his fans and legal team fresh hope. Durk's charges, which are based on claims of a M4H case, have come under close examination. But his legal team's calculated actions and fresh defense evidence point to a change in the tide. Sources familiar with the case claim that the evidence calls into question many important facets of the prosecution's conspiracy theory. Although the specifics of this information are still under wraps, the defense is certain that it supports their claim that Durk was not involved in the claimed actions. The subtleties of the evidence against Durk were further brought to light by Cohen's observations. He cited a particular text message that was purportedly sent by Durk and said, "Avoid letting them link my name to any flights they are taking." Despite being considered as damning, Cohen maintained that this language is not strong enough to prove guilt on its own.
Cohen comes to Durk Banks, so far I've seen one text that says, "Don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights that they're taking." Certainly that's not a good text.
Bradford Cohen, a well-known legal expert who previously represented Kodak Black, also offered their thoughts on the matter. Cohen recently voiced doubts about the seriousness of Durk's claims in an interview. "I'm not sure if they have a clear-cut case on Durk Banks," he said. "To establish the plot against him, they still have a long way to go." A professional viewpoint on the difficulties the prosecution would have in proving a solid link between Durk and the alleged crimes is provided by Cohen's study, waiting word on his condition as the court struggle progresses, according to reports. His legal team is hopeful that he will soon be released on bail. In addition to giving him the chance to see his loved ones again and continue his job, this would be a major turning point in his struggle for freedom. This struggle is more than simply a court battle for Lil Durk. It's evidence of his tenacity and willpower. His ability to remain upbeat in such a trying situation says a lot about his personality. Furthermore, his colleagues and legal team's devotion and commitment highlight the strong bonds he has built over the years. One thing is evident as supporters and admirers closely monitor the case: Lil Durk is more than simply a rapper in a challenging circumstance. He stands for a story of tenacity, devotion, and the pursuit of justice. His story continues to inspire many who see him as a symbol of resilience in the face of hardship, regardless of whether the next events result in his release. It's circumstantial, of course, but as I mentioned earlier, we have to wait and see what additional evidence they have. If they have a snitch, or if they have audio or video recordings of him saying something, I believe that's a lot different from, "Hey, just make sure you don't associate my name with these guys," because he might be blaming Grant or one of these other guys and saying, "Hey, these guys are going to do some crazy stuff," and saying, "Hey, listen, make sure it doesn't associate with me." Since defense attorneys are skilled at fabricating stories to support their clients and Drew is among the best attorneys in the field, the lawyer is confident that Durk can be released if no one else snitches. Therefore, it all depends on the U.S. attorney's appetite and the USA involved, and if they want this person badly enough, they'll make very alluring deals for these lawyers. What's interesting about the indictment, in my opinion, is that it wasn't just money. They say, "Oh, it could have been money," or "it could have been career advancement." That's excellent news for Durk, but there's one thing that could prevent him from getting a bond. The feds released a new Durk Instagram live clip on the night Lil Pab passed away. Usually that's what happens, right? You go for the lowest hanging fruit first. The guy you think will flip the guy who didn't really have that much involvement. Let's continue to clarify, when criminals know that a crime is happening, they often try to make up an alibi for themselves. That's exactly what the feds think Durk is doing in this clip, guys. Hey, someone said, slap, and he said, look, KH, who's that? He said, bro, this is real water, you all, Jewel, be all over for real, and I know what it is too, BL, what's that like? Everybody having that cheese, why all be doing shout outs. If someone wants me to give him a shout out for a jury. People, what does a very attractive deal look like? I believe that they go for the lowest hanging fruit, which is whoever you know didn't actually do it, or maybe someone who was involved but didn't actually do it, or someone who did but it didn't hit you. They're going to have forensics, so they'll take whoever is least responsible, and I believe that they'll approach him and make a deal with him. If that guy doesn't make a deal, they'll go on to the next one. Laughs at a comment telling him to slide for King Von. The prosecutor said he found it funny because he had OTFS members sliding at the time. However, this Lil Tim interview clip, which features the man who performed the act to King Val in 2020, has recently been added to the court case. He claims the situation should have been avoided, saying, I was just protecting my little brother. I was thinking, damn, if bro had done that stupid __ last night, he still would have been alive when you eventually realized that King Von was the one who was responsible. I'm not the kind of person I am, like I'm a modest person, and I don't know any disrespect to what his mother is saying, because I could easily get on with that kind of thing and be clout chasing like I'm a humble person, but ultimately if they're not, never pop that off. It would never have occurred in that manner, but when it was made public, it became problematic. Lil Durk enters a not guilty plea to M for further counts related to a purported conspiracy to get. Quando Rondo, the rapper's detention hearing, is set on December 12th. After being taken from Miami Federal Detention Center after his arrest on October 24th, Durk was arraigned today in Los Angeles. According to insiders, Durk's life behind bars has not been typical since he moved prisons shortly after the OTF Jam incident. Lil Durk reportedly made his first public statement from the feds since his detention in a phone conversation that was included in Hypno Caro's new song, Free Smirk, claiming that he is sending hits on people who have harmed him. This could have prompted OTF agents to pursue Jam, since it was stated that Jam was discovered by OTF agents concealed in a crib outside of Atlanta. According to reports, Jam was punished for snitching on Lil Durk, and even a picture of the location where Jam was hidden was included in the list of accusations against Durk. Yelling no, alluding to the dilemma, it appears that someone told Durk where Quando was and instructed the suspects to carry out the hit on Q's crew. This may be related to Brick Baby providing the information. In an interview a while back, he stated that he would have given Durk Quando the location if he had ever asked why. Rondo's response to the Lil P.O. incident was that this man, a passenger in that car, was frantic at the sight. The court also showed the lyrics, which told me they got an addy and they got the location to go. People like you lined up someone from your neighborhood and said, listen, I didn't do it, but what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy who did it. It could be a real DI times out of 10 if he had asked me. I probably would have been company if he even asked anybody if this is even true, but 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar? Sure, I said, if he makes the call right now. I sipped right with Durk not capping in his songs. Difficulties for him. The evidence is mounting against Durk, leading a lawyer to declare that since Durk is now facing federal charges for the death of Lil Pab, lawyers expect him to reach a plea agreement for a reduced sentence. Since federal cases only go to trial 1% of the time and the feds have a 99% conviction rate, Durk may have to snitch in the case or never be free again. The fact that federal agents were able to access Lil Durk's iCloud recordings showing him counseling in it was stated that Durk was charged with additional offenses in his M for Hire case, including conspiracy and utilizing interstate facilities to commit M for Hire, which led to a passing sentence. To present the accusations against Durk, there is 1 count of possessing guns in furtherance of a crime that results in a passing, as well as 1 count of using, carrying, and firing firearms in a machine. Since the lyrics are included in official court records, the judge is permitting them to be used against him. Look on the news and see your son. Feds already have a link to how Durk knew these men, not only that they were a couple already in OTF, but that the others went shopping with King Von back in the day. Demonstrating their close ties to OTF, the loan goes over their boss. You good, my boy? It got real in here, man, because he just stepped in the money made Stee in, but inside the courtroom, prosecutors are the ones who told him not to book any flights under any names involved with me.disclosed times. I'm not going to lie like I used to when I was growing up about what happened to D. All that wooing on the end got you, man, as if snitching on his boss Lil Durk wasn't enough. Durk was the one guy who paid him $50,000 when he was released to help him get back on his feet. Jam was telling Lil Durk about this via an Instagram live of Jam wearing a wire with Lil Durk because Jam was seen holding his jacket, whispering in it, and making sure the wire was on. When all of Durk's charges were dropped in late October 2022 due to a lack of evidence, his fans believed that he was done catching cases because he had converted to Islam and even gone to rehab to clean himself up. The rapper even took to social media to declare that he had changed his ways and would not waste his new life after all of his felony cases had been resolved. Alhamdulillah, my background was cleared and I am not a felon. Who would have imagined, the rapper wrote, "I want to thank everyone who helped push my vision forward. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." However, that wasn't the only time he publicly acknowledged that he had changed. On August 18, 2024, Lil Durk made a statement that would have a lasting impact on the music industry and beyond. The rapper took to Instagram to share a deeply personal and profound post that reaffirmed his Muslim faith and condemned his previous involvement in gang life. The post read, "Don't label me." He followed this up with another post that read, "I don't gang, I'm a Muslim." In other words, I said in a lot of words that you can't do both, so if you follow me as a brother, friend, or icon, you'll be the one to say it. If you follow me to my next chapter of life when I make music or rap about what I've seen and been through, I won't tell you to go do it, it will make a huge difference, but my life goals will have truly tried to turn a new leaf in 2020. By founding the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation, a non-profit organization devoted to inspiring and empowering everyday heroes striving to improve their communities, he took a historic step. Durk's vision to offer resources and support to those who are frequently disregarded originated from his recognition of the potential in his community and his desire to create opportunities that would inspire and enable people to thrive. And the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation swiftly emerged as a beacon of hope. Projects and programs focused on social justice, education, and community development. Weeping feed, you know how you guys treat your babies, don't you? I have to keep my money this way because it's too crazy. Even though my mother is up there playing online games and sneaking around with it, do something like, "Goof, bro, got out. What do you know? How many did you do? How many years did I do? All right, that boy popped out 12 years ago, and instead of using the money to change his life, he went back to the streets and was found in possession of a gun." One of the most innovative things he did was to shock the music business by donating music royalties to assist his charitable endeavors. Durk said that his local Heroes Foundation will get a share of the profits from his song Bedtime by enabling fans to purchase shares of the song. Durk's collaboration with Exceed Talent Capital further demonstrated his innovative approach. Ultimately, facing another 10 years in prison, Jam decided to tell on Durk and OTF. To make matters worse, Jam even revealed that Durk had given him a crib and a car in addition to the $50,000. This is because, as you mentioned, you recently returned home, and I've been there for a little over a year. 12 years, and I've completed my time there. I was told I'm nobody and I didn't know anyone. I'm saying this because he's really solid. He said, "Jam, get out that jam and give him 50. He didn't have to ask again, bro." You understand what I mean when I say that he gave you 50. Lil Baby spoke on Jam snitching against Durk, saying, "This can't be true, man. Free the boy Durk, these streets are evil. Y'all's own brother will turn his back on you, but everything gets worse as they uncover evidence." From a rapper.we even witnessed Brick Baby's reaction to the initial interview, knowing in his mind that he had made a huge mistake. 5 Chicago gang members with ties to Lil Durk OTF were accused of being hired to kill Rondo in a LA incident where Lil was alive. Brick Baby again appeared in an interview before being imprisoned to say that you can't say Durk never slid for King Val anymore because they got Lil Pab, which has aged horribly. If found guilty, suspects would face punishment, he said. According to the indictment, their flights and rental cars were paid for with credit cards connected to OTF. However, was this an attempted hit, or did they put you in a situation where you couldn't say that anymore because of FG Cash talking about federal charges in California because of Lil P? Oh yeah, because of Face. Wait, no, like who died? Thus, this relates to the music. Oh, I see. I'm just saying that they just say you can't say that anymore.